I swear, something is wrong with the vacant apartment next to mine because my landlord refuses to rent it out, offering only vague, unsettling excuses that never make any logical sense whatsoever, leaving me perpetually unnerved. I've heard countless tenants inquire, drawn by its perfect size and location, yet every single time he gives them some preposterous whispered reason about structural issues or pending renovations that clearly are not happening at all. Sometimes late at night, I hear a faint, almost melodic hum from behind that wall, a sound that feels ancient and out of place, making the hairs on my arms stand straight up without fail. My landlord always looks pale and avoids eye contact whenever the topic comes up, nervously clutching his keys and mumbling about the building's sensitive history, which he never bothers to fully elaborate on.
I've noticed strange, almost deliberate scuff marks on the apartment door, even though nobody ever goes in or out, suggesting something has been pushing or dragging against it from the inside persistently. One stormy evening, a sudden gust of wind violently rattled my windows, and for a split second, I saw a pale face pressed against the empty apartment's glass, staring directly into my own. Then it vanished. The chilling encounter propelled me into a late-night internet deep dive, uncovering a local urban legend about a previous resident who mysteriously disappeared from that exact unit decades ago, leaving everything behind. His family claimed he was still there, trapped somewhere within the building, forever searching for an exit he could never find, his spirit bound to the walls he once called his own home. This unexplained history makes my landlord's secretive behavior less about renovations and more about something infinitely darker, something he's desperately trying to keep buried and hidden from the current residents. I once saw him standing outside the door at 3 a.m., whispering to the wood paneling as if conversing with someone unseen, his posture hunched, his voice barely audible, filled with an unsettling plea. Now every creak and groan from the supposedly empty apartment next door sends shivers down my spine, making me constantly wonder what he knows and why he truly keeps it locked up forever. I sometimes catch myself listening, expecting to hear a muffled answer to his pleas, a sign that whatever is in there might just respond, or perhaps has already done so quietly.
My landlord has an unsettling habit of always leaving the apartment door next to mine slightly ajar, just enough to catch my eye, even though he swears nobody has ever lived there for years now. The eerie sight of that perpetually open door feels like a deliberate invitation to something I instinctively know I should never, ever accept, filling me with a deep, pervasive sense of dread. I once peered inside during a momentary lapse of judgment, seeing only a single, child-sized rocking horse rocking gently in the absolute center of the empty, dust-filled living room without any discernible breeze. I bolted back into my own apartment, heart hammering against my ribs, convinced my mind was playing cruel tricks on me, or perhaps something far more sinister had actually just transpired. When I later confronted the landlord about the rocking horse, he suddenly became extremely defensive and visibly agitated, claiming the apartment was completely empty and he had never put anything inside. His eyes had a frantic, almost desperate quality, as if he was trying to convince himself of his own lie, or perhaps actively protecting something unholy within those walls. A few days later, the rocking horse was gone, but now a child's worn red shoe sat ominously on the doormat outside my apartment, facing directly towards the empty unit, a chilling implication. I threw it away, only for it to reappear the very next morning, perfectly placed again, as if an unseen hand was deliberately tormenting me with this unsettling, silent, persistent communication ritual. Now I leave my own door locked with multiple deadbolts, constantly checking over my shoulder, feeling an intense, persistent sensation of being watched from the silence next door without fail. The landlord eventually installed a brand new, heavier door on the vacant unit, securing it with an elaborate series of locks and chains, his hands visibly shaking throughout the entire anxious process. But even through the thick new door, I can still sometimes hear a faint, rhythmic creaking sound, like a tiny rocking horse, swaying back and forth in the profound, impenetrable darkness. I often wonder if he sealed something in, or if he sealed something out, and what exactly that means for me now, living right beside whatever lurks there.
My landlord is a genuinely nice old man, which makes his absolute refusal to rent out the apartment adjacent to mine utterly baffling and intensely unnerving, as if he's hiding a terrible secret. He even offered me a substantial discount on my own rent if I promised to never, under any circumstances, ask about the empty unit again, an offer that only fueled my persistent curiosity more. I once saw him carrying a heavy, old, ornate wooden box into the vacant apartment in the dead of night, his silhouette hunched and secretive, then heard him locking the door from the inside for quite a while. Later that week, I noticed strange symbols drawn in what looked like dried blood on the apartment's exterior doorframe, symbols I'd never seen before, making me feel incredibly unsafe in my own home. My research indicated these symbols were ancient protective wards, specifically used to contain something malevolent, a chilling realization that explained his strange behavior and the persistent vacancy. The thought of something trapped within that box, protected by those dark wards, existing just a few feet from my bedroom wall, is now a constant, terrifying companion throughout my sleepless nights. I often wonder if he's not just a landlord, but perhaps a caretaker of some ancient, unspeakable horror, bound by duty to keep it confined within its dusty, soundproofed prison for eternity. Sometimes I hear a faint, metallic scraping sound, like claws on wood, slowly echoing from behind the wards, a stark reminder of what might awaken if his vigilance ever, even slightly, falters. There's a profound, unnatural silence emanating from the apartment next to mine, a silence so complete and absolute that it feels heavier than any noise, making my skin crawl constantly. My landlord, a jovial man usually, becomes utterly stone-faced and dismissive whenever I mention the unusual quietness, as if the topic itself is a dangerous, forbidden word he absolutely refuses to speak. I once tried to open the door just out of sheer morbid curiosity, but the handle was missing entirely, leaving only a smooth, unsettlingly blank metal plate where it should have been permanently. It's as if the apartment was designed specifically to never be entered or exited by anyone, a permanent, sealed tomb within a living, breathing building, a truly chilling, inexplicable architectural choice.
I've heard the landlord speaking to a maintenance crew about soundproofing that particular unit more thoroughly, reinforcing the walls, adding extra insulation, all for an apartment nobody occupies. This obsessive soundproofing, coupled with the missing handle, suggests something profoundly disturbing happened there,
something they desperately want to mute and permanently erase from all existence. The silence has become an active, oppressive presence, a constant reminder of the unseen horror dwelling just beyond my bedroom wall, a vacuum that silently screams its terrifying secrets without fail. Sometimes, I think I can feel a faint, almost imperceptible vibration through the floor, a rhythmic, subtle thrumming that seems to echo from the heart of that terrifying, unnervingly silent void.
My landlord has an old, tarnished silver locket that he always clutches nervously whenever I even glance at the perpetually vacant apartment door next to mine, a strange, telling ritual. He says it's not ready, but the apartment has been not ready for almost 3 years now, which makes his cryptic explanations utterly hollow and increasingly suspicious to any rational person. I once accidentally overheard him talking on the phone late at night, whispering about her and keeping her safe and the promises he made concerning the empty unit directly beside my own. This led me down a dark rabbit hole, discovering old obituaries for a young woman who died tragically in this very building decades ago, a woman whose picture eerily resembled the landlord's locket photo. It appears his first love perished in a fire originating from that specific apartment, and he's kept it as a memorial, or perhaps a shrine, or maybe even a containment for her restless spirit. The thought of him dedicating that entire unit to her spectral presence, meticulously keeping it empty and untouched, now casts a deeply melancholy yet terrifying shadow over our entire building's atmosphere. Sometimes I hear soft, almost imperceptible sobbing from the vacant unit at night, a sound that isn't quite human, feeling like it's woven into the very fabric of the old apartment building. I wonder if his refusal isn't about secrecy, but a desperate, lonely attempt to stay near her, unknowingly allowing a lingering, sorrowful entity to share our lives within these very walls.